What in the... Oh, hello. I didn't see you come in. Welcome to Professor Guggenheim's test-taking strategies. Normally, I prefer to record these things at a sensible hour when I'm waiting for lecture. As it is, I'm getting ready for lecture and ironing my wrinkled shirt, which is not exactly how I like to spend my mornings, but nonetheless here I am and welcome to my life, but I'm not bitter. Anyway, let's go through a couple of test-taking strategies to help alleviate your possible nervous anxiety, shall we? Number one. Excuse me just a second. You will not be wrinkled, you understand? Stupid thing. Sorry. Number one. Panic not. Remember, it's but a test. And that's it. It's not a firing squad, nor a Jedi trial, where you could possibly die or lose limbs in the process of taking said test, unless you have a teacher that's a Jedi or a Sith Lord, and then that could be a problem. Otherwise, take a deep breath and remember, it's all stuff you've done before. Well, at least it should have, unless your teacher likes to surprise you with random questions like, what is the square root of infinity, in which case, I don't know what to say. But remember, deep breaths, don't panic, you know this information. Number two, skip questions you don't immediately know the answer to. I find that works very well, actually. Very often there will be questions that you don't immediately know, and there will be questions that you do know. Those that you don't immediately know, don't feel bad if you have to skip them. I do it all the time. I've actually had tests where I'm like, alright, 1 through 10, skipping 1, 2, 3, skipping 1 through 9, I know 10, and then going back and thinking a little harder about the ones that you may have not known instantaneously. That's alright, it's perfectly acceptable. Your teacher won't have a problem with that, and if they do, kick them. No, don't really kick them, that's probably bad. Number 3, always ask clarifying questions. What I mean by that is, if you don't quite understand what the question's asking, well, there's no shame in raising your hand or walking up to the teacher's desk and saying, excuse me, ma'am, or sir, if it's male, you don't want to call a female a sir, because then she gets really irritated, and that doesn't help your score. Ma'am, I don't quite understand, number 4. Could you explain it to me in a little more detail? I don't understand what you're asking for. I find the polite approach works much better than, excuse me, ma'am, you're stupid, and your questions make no sense, and I hate you, and you're fat. That's usually less appealing. So yes, go ahead and ask clarifying questions. That helps. Number 4. What was number 4? Are you serious? It's still not. Unwrinkle. We've had this discussion before. Number 4. Eat. It's important. There's nothing more irritating than passing out during an exam. Makes it much more difficult to answer the question when you're unconscious. Matter of fact, I find it's almost nearly impossible unless you have some sort of weird ability to take your unconscious self, your spiritual form, and somehow use it to possess another person's body and have them answer the questions for you. But it's much more complicated and very roundabout when it's so much simpler to grab a snack or something right before your test. And that way you'll be full of, what's that wonderful stuff? Glucose and carbs and fat and all that other stuff. And so you'll be ready to take your exam, and everyone else will be like, I'm tired. And you'll be like, I'm not, because I've had stuff to eat. And I'm special. I hate you all. And, oh, sorry, that was a little flashback. But anyway, yes. I wish you the best of luck. Have no fear. And I think that's the end. Now to finish this thing, this monstrosity. Until next time, I remain Professor Guggenheim. Keep your eye on the exam. How do I stop this thing?